Huw Edwards once said he was left feeling embarrassed after reports suggested he could receive a knighthood over covering the late Queen Elizabeth's death. The ex-BBC newsreader, who's been dominating headlines recently over his public downfall after he pleaded guilty to making indecent images of children, was one of the first TV presenters to announce the death of the late monarch on September 8. He subsequently covered the events that followed on the BBC leading up to Elizabeth's funeral on September 19. At the time, he spoke to the Radio Times about the calls for him to be knighted as a result of his coverage and called them excitable journalism, while he also said he was embarrassed by it. He added, "I have been involved in nominating people for honors and, in a few cases, people who have spent a lifetime giving time to deserving causes don't get anything. So, although I don't mean it disrespectfully, the idea of a knighthood embarrasses me." He also revealed he initially found out about Elizabeth's death just 10 seconds before the announcement and praised his colleagues. Edwards said, "My colleagues were brilliant. Usually, when you have a breaking story, there's a lot of shouting in your ear from the gallery, saying, 'Go to the news, go to the news,' but this time was different. The announcement came up on the wires and the gallery said, 'The announcement is here. Take your time, speak when you are ready. Don't rush.' Behind the camera, an army of the best talent in broadcasting. My thanks to them and to all of you for the kind messages. Diolch." It comes as Edwards, who was regarded as the best-known face of BBC News, marked the apparent end to a glittering career after he admitted having 41 indecent images of children on WhatsApp, including 7 of the most serious type. Earlier today, he pleaded guilty at Westminster Magistrates' Court to making indecent images of children between December 2020 and August 2021. During his 4 decades at the corporation, he was chosen over and over again to front the coverage of the major news of the day, leading coverage of historic events including the late Queen's funeral in 2022 and most recently the coronation of the King in May 2023. The TV giant had been chosen over and over again during his 4 decades at the BBC to front the coverage of the major news of the day, leading coverage of historic events and most recently the coronation of the King in May 2023. He was front and center in live broadcasts of election coverage, the Queen's Diamond Jubilee in 2012 and Platinum Jubilee in 2022, the wedding of the then Duke and Duchess of Cambridge in 2011, the wedding of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex in 2018, and the funeral of the Duke of Edinburgh in 2021. Edwards was also the BBC's voice at Trooping the Colour and the Festival of Remembrance.